starting out with Maybelline Baby Skin. This just blurs any pores. This helps to smooth out any areas where I'm gonna put shimmer later, so it doesn't emphasize any little imperfections in my skin. I forgot to wet my sponge. Sleeping dog does not understand this. Hold on, I'll be right back. Quite a fiasco to get in here with a little dog. Got my Real Technique sponge all damp and ready to go now. I'm gonna be using Elsie Micro Silk Foundation. I am a perfect match to the shade Cameo. If you wear the same shades I do in the Revlon Color Stay Foundation, or if you wear Makeup Forever shade number 117 in their Ultra HD, this might match you. Foundation. It's very liquidy, it's very runny. It is only, I would say, like a light medium coverage, so it doesn't cover everything. Wouldn't splurge on this thinking that it's full coverage, because that's not what you're gonna get, but I do think it builds up really nicely. I enjoy it. It's not super long wearing, but I think it easily lasts 6 to 8 hours. Oh, and if you can see this redness right here, that's exactly why they tell you not to mess with your own milia. Yep, I learned it the hard way. Thought I could handle it by myself. Do not try it at home. If you don't know what milia are, they're the little white bumps that you can sometimes get on your skin that are not pimples. You can't pop them, and it's stupid to try. They're things that the dermatologist can get rid of for you. This blondie tried it anyway. I pumped out way too much of this foundation. Oh well. It does build well, so let's see how much I can use feasibly. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. See, I pumped out way too much of that foundation. Now to correct my under eyes a little bit, you can tell, especially now that I have foundation on, and you can see the contrast of that line there. Ooh, I sleep at night, I swear. I'm gonna use this color corrector from Sephora Collection. It's their Bright Future color corrector in the shade Pink. Because I'm really fair, I can use this baby pink to kind of brighten that bluish color around my eyes. If you have more medium skin tone, I would use a peach shade for this. This pink just won't have the same effect for you. I'm just gonna buff that in with this Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge. Helps to brighten. It's a very thin consistency, so it layers well with other concealers. That's why I like this one so much. That we're sufficiently brightened makes a pretty big difference, doesn't it? Even though it's not fully corrected. Now to conceal, make it all kind of match up a little better, I'm going to go in with the Ultra HD Makeup Forever Invisible Concealer. This is in the shade Y23. gonna add a little bit just to highlight. Keep in mind that whatever you highlight is going to come forward. It's going to be enhanced for whoever's looking at your face. Anything you add a matte contour to is going to recede and pull away from the viewer. It can make it look smaller. I don't like these squeezy tube ones. They don't have as much control. Well, when you're me and you're impatient. To set my under eyes, as usual, I'm going to take my Sigma tapered highlighting brush, the F35, and a little bit of my RCMA no color powder, which just looks like this. It has a little like salt shaker lid, so I just kind of dip in there. You know, why not? As always, right before I do that, I'm going to tap this out one more time. We don't set creases. I don't want to look like a dinosaur. Same thing. So going to set my forehead with this powder. If not, I will crease like crazy right there. Hyperactive brows. So I'm just pressing it in to press all of that pigment in place so it doesn't move around. This powder should lock it in place. Using my fluffy crown brush that does not have a name, I'm going to use that same RCMA powder and set the rest. And set the rest of my face. I'm taking that wherever I get oily first, so that the most powder is deposited there. For me, that's my T-zone. So cheeks, chin, right around my lip, forehead. Then I'll kind of dust it everywhere else. This will, just like when we set our primer, will help the bronzer and blush and all that to blend in easier, rather than sticking to semi-tacky foundation. I'm going to take this e.l.f. Complexion brush, my NYC Smooth Skin Sunny Bronzer. This will run you about $5 at the drugstore. It's really nice. I would go in with a light hand if you're fair, like me. And I'm just going to add a little dimension back into the face. If you don't like bronzer, you can skip this step. Or if you have a naturally glowy and sun-kissed complexion, then skip it. If you have perfect skin, skip foundation. Skip concealer. I mean, heck, skip whatever you can. Now to highlight, I'm going to use my Real Techniques setting brush, and this is actually an eyeshadow. So this is by the brand J-Cat Beauty, and it's in the shade 102. It's their Triple Crown Baked Shadow in the shade Dulce de Leche. I'm just mostly taking these top two colors. If you get a little bit of that bottom one, it's totally fine. Adding that to the high points of the cheekbone. I like to do it in little circles, just barely touching the skin. I'm not making a whole lot of contact because it really diffuses it out and keeps it from being too stripy. I want it to look really diffused, like it's a part of my skin. Creasing. Weird. Let's be a little extra, shall we? For blush, I'm going to mix a couple of shades. I'm going to use Milani Luminoso, which I have depotted, mixed with this Apricot in the Middle by Wet n Wild, which I have also depotted. Surprise, surprise. I'm going to take that on my little Sephora mini airbrush, the 55.5 brush. I'm actually going to do Apricot in the Middle first. It's a pretty peach with some shimmer to it. Again, just swirling that and lightly touching my skin to kind of diffuse it in. These are pretty pigmented, is why I'm tapping off the excess on my arm. I don't know why this part of my face right here like eats bronzer. I always have to reapply it there. That's more like it. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of Luminoso just to the very front. MAC Fix Plus. I've been a little bit dry lately. If you are more combination to oily, you can use Urban Decay All Nighter, or if you're on a budget, you can use this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set. This L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray is really nice as well. I think it's a dupe for the Urban Decay All Nighter or the D-Slick. I'm not highly oily, so it would be one of those two. But this one is actually a little bit too drying for me at the moment. I'm gonna use some MAC Fix Plus. If you are on a budget and you don't want to spend I think it's like $20 or $25 for this size. You can always, I mean, it's not worth every penny because of the size difference. I mean, the price per ounce is not equivalent, but they do sell a little travel size that's $10. I bought this when I started getting close on that. So I'm just gonna lightly mist my face to kind of set everything and help the powders kind of meld into my skin. It helps it make it look less powdery. It kind of combines all the layers. Making it sound like a layer cake or something on my face. I gotta close my eyes and mouth for this, so. Darcy does not understand why it's falling on her. She's in my lap. I just like to fan it off. You don't have to do that. I don't have a fancy fan, so I use my hands. Try not to smile or crease anything while it's drying. Of course, I'm breaking all those rules by talking to you. Skin is done. Ooh, that's a lot of powder. Oh, yeah. Packaging, there's room for improvement, but it does come in a salt shaker. Full disclosure. That's a lot of powder. So I'm just gonna vacuum it later. Actually gonna do a little bit of makeup forever.